This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Well, hi, everybody. It is the After Party live on a Hide in Your Cave Monday, and thank you for being here. I hope you guys had a really good weekend and stayed warm and cozy. I don't know about you, but it's cold in my area and cold in my house to the point where my son has asked for slippers for Christmas. He says he wants faux fur slippers. Okay, so you know it's cold when an 11-year-old wants slippers for Christmas. I hope everyone's doing well today. We have some holiday cave experiences that will be fun to look at, I think, online. Not that we would necessarily go and partake, but it'll be interesting to see how different people celebrate the holidays around the United States in different ways, depending on their geography. So I like that. I do want to ask you to click the like button, which I am remiss in doing all the time, and to please click subscribe as well. And I would like to thank everyone for contributing the stories, ideas that get this show off and rolling, and for financially contributing as well. The most recent contributions include Scott R., Yvonne B., Amy S., and Wes T. Thank you guys so much for helping this show continue. Much appreciated. Please find the PayPal information in the show description and in the About tab here on YouTube. So thank you for that. And the super chats and super stickers are always open. I don't know if I think Mark mentioned this, but YouTube revenue is down for all of these shows. So I know it's the new way of doing things, right? Mindy, love the cozy slippers. Yeah, I'm looking for cozy slippers as well. My wife told me put my jacket on. Exactly. I clicked the like button. Many thanks to you, Gordon, for doing so. Love the donor, says Ricky. Yeah, me too. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. Tammy says wearing a sweatsuit in front of the heater. Absolutely. I got this a couple of years ago, this electric plug-in thing for my fireplace because I don't want to do it's a real fireplace without gas. So like, wood burning fireplace. And I don't want to do that because I know that it shoots particulates into the air. And I don't want to put in a gas fireplace because now I understand that's polluting too. So we have this I know it's going to sound really cheesy to you, but it's kind of, there's something in there. It's a log, like a fake log that you plug in and it glows red and it emits heat. It's like a space heater, but it looks like a glowing log. I keep it in the fireplace. So that's my my fireplace that I have. Perhaps I know we don't like to be downtrodden on the show, but I don't know, it kind of seems like it. I know this show, just the YouTube revenue, and not counting, I mean, you guys do what you can, I know, but the revenue from the show is down, I think $30 or $40 for the month because of ads and everything else, and the show not being served up to as many people. So, and Mark's is on a much grander scale, but it's little things you notice. You're like, uh-oh, that's not good. So one of those things. Do I know the difference between a frog and a horny toad? A frog says ribbit, ribbit, and a horny toad says rub it, rub it. Okay, you win the internet today. Thank you, Jim. Excellent. Which leads me to the first story about this new little pumpkin toadlet. It might not be new, but we know of it now. We didn't know of it before. He's kind of alien looking with those big black eyes. He's cute, but like strange looking cute. You know what I mean? Could be a new cartoon about this thing. That's it. That's what it looks like, a kind of a cartoon character. It's a very small, teeny tiny little orange toadlet that was found in Brazil. A newly discovered orange pumpkin toadlet species. They call it Brachycephalus luli. And he's little. He's, or they, because I know they're probably both genders, right? 0.39 inches long, the size of a pencil tip. A completely new species of frog. There's a new study about this frog published this week in the journal PLOS One. The co-author of the study from the Universidade Estadual Paulista in Sao Paulo, Brazil, spoke with Popular Science and said this new species is unique because of a combination of many characteristics. It stands out because of its orange coloration and particular features of its advertisement call, including the presence of 4 pulses per note. And that is how they found it. Its mating call led researchers to discover this little pumpkiny toadlet. Yes, if it hadn't have been so vocal, they might still have not discovered it. The team used several tools and techniques, including CT scans and DNA analysis, to be sure that this tiny orange frog was distinct from its relatives in its genus. There are 22 known brachycephalus species, and this one, the lulai, is most closely related to 2 species that live in southern Brazil's Serra do Quiri mountain range. The name lulai honors Brazil's president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. So this tiny little toad, of course, you see, has a bright orange body with green and brown freckles, and is so tiny and cute. According to the researchers, they are among the smallest 4-legged animals on the planet. These tiny frogs are protected in their habitat where they live among the leaf litter. They occur in highly preserved forests that are very difficult to access, and that means that at current time, it's not threatened with extinction. It is one of the few of these brachycephalus species that are not threatened, which scientists say is reassuring. But they're calling for immediate conservation efforts anyway to protect this frog and its relatives too, because they know that amphibians are one of the most threatened groups of animals because of habitat loss and climate change. But the discovery of this pumpkin toadlet shows the biodiversity in Brazil's Atlantic forest. Since 1988, 22 species in this genus have been found in this region, a new species every year and a half. So, the scientists say as many as 8 to 10 new species of these remarkable toadlets may still be in southern Brazil to be found over the next 10 to 15 years. So, to us, welcome to the world, little pumpkin toadlet. But to him, or to it, it's probably been around for a while. It's still cute though, right? Here's a happy story. Look at all the kissing going on. Under this giant green ornament dangling over this city street is a massive piece of mistletoe. And a world record, hopefully, has been set as 1,453 couples kissed under the mistletoe to break the world record. Happened in Washington, D.C. The downtown D.C. Business Improvement District organized this event at Anthem Row, and they say it officially broke the record, which was set in St. Louis, Missouri in 2019, where 480 couples did the swapping of spit under the mistletoe. In this case, again, 1,435 couples. I think I got those numbers transfixed last time. 1,435 couples in DC. They said breaking a Guinness World Record title is an incredible moment for downtown DC, but what is more meaningful, though, is seeing our community gather and celebrate in the heart of the district. That events like this bring people together in a memorable, joyful way and show the true vibrancy and energy in the city that we love. So it's a record attempt marked the second year that downtown DC has installed the national mistletoe at Anthem Row. They say it's the first of its kind aerial art installation by artist My Lai Design. transforming the downtown corridor into a haven of festive romance. So, if you're in DC, make sure you kiss under the mistletoe, although the world record attempt has been done. We'll see. It doesn't say that the Guinness World Record folks have officially declared this the new record. But if it holds that this actually happened and this many people were there, then it will be the new mistletoe kissing record. That's a creepy story. This guy with his metal detector was going along and finds this Viking age grave. Yeah, it happened in Norway. And now they've got archaeologists out here. You can see them going to work, excavating this Viking age grave of this Viking in a costume and jewelry. The research news comes out of the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. The team started excavating after a metal detectorist named Roy discovered this oval brooch and reached out to researchers. And since then, they have been excavating in secret to preserve the area and the archaeological riches around it. This is what they think they've got here. It's a Viking age grave. They think it's the remains of a woman buried with a typical Viking age costume and jewelry set from the 800s. The head engineer at the school's Department of Archaeology and Cultural History says it indicates that she was a free, probably married woman, perhaps the mistress of the farm. The grave includes skeletal remains, 2 oval brooches, including the one found by the metal detectorist, that attach to a suspender's dress straps and a ring buckle used to close a petticoat's neck opening. The most notable feature, they say, is 2 scalloped shells partly covering the deceased's mouth. While the scalloped shells were a Christian symbol related to the cult of St. James during the Middle Ages, they are exceedingly rare in pre-Christian graves. The archaeologists say this is a practice not previously known from pre-Christian graves in Norway. They don't know yet what this symbolism actually means. They also identified bird bones, likely wing bones, along the grave. The shells and the bird bones were probably meant to communicate symbolic meaning to people who observed that burial. So it's interesting. Some of these graves, and there was one recently found in the same field, and they said they got to it right in time. It was in danger of being damaged during the next plowing. Wonder how many have already been plowed through. So they're going to examine the skeleton, preserve the objects, take samples for dating and DNA analysis, and try to learn more about this person. And maybe was there some type of family relationship to the previous find of a skeleton in the same field? They don't know. They're also going to look at the body height and gender defining traits, potential traces of disease there, learn more about the history of these people in this area. All from a guy with a metal detector, right? I don't know if you've seen the Rivians. I kind of like the way they look. I could never afford a Rivian, but I kind of think they're cool looking cars. My daughter doesn't like them, but I think they're cool. Now Rivian is announcing an AI chip in this move toward their self-driving future. The CEO of Rivian, they hosted the company's first autonomy and AI day this week and announced some advancements. They say they've been keeping a silicon chip of their own design under wraps. It's a processor that powers the next version of Rivian's onboard computer. It's called Autonomy Compute Module 3. That sounds very high tech. They say it's capable of 1600 sparse 8-bit integer trillion operations per second. They call it 16 sparse int 8 tops. 5 billion pixels per second of processing power. It's a bar setting gadget, this. They're talking about data with numbers that are on such a scale that the new setup will quadruple the capabilities of the NVIDIA chip-centered system that they are currently using. So this is apparently a groundbreaking thing. The semiconductors are the brains that run everything digital in our lives now, all the digital things. And the chip manufacturing requires a multi-billion-dollar facility with clean rooms in a very complicated process that results in these little silicon-based wafers. But Rivian is doing it differently. They are sourcing the chips themselves. The design and the housing are all done in-house by Rivian. They say designing an in-house chip was a dream a couple of years ago. Now they call it a massive advantage. They say that they are the car company. They are not a full-time chip company, but they've got this chip they've designed themselves. They say it's time consuming. It required a world-class team, but the benefits are the velocity, the performance, and the cost. The chip design allows Rivian to customize the system along the way instead of getting a universal chip and then figuring out how to make it fit into what they want it to do. They said customizing the use of AI is a major tenet of the company's game plan, underpinning its software, autonomy research, and mapping, called Rivian Assistant, the new voice command setup. You wake it up, you say, "Hey, Rivian," and then the system can handle multi-part requests, interruptions, a texting interface that circumvents the need for an Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It has a new middleware stack that is supposed to be the glue that ties the pieces together here, which connects different applications, databases, and services. So, I don't know. And they're moving forward with their plan for artificial intelligence as well. They will start charging for their Autonomy Plus software platform next year. You can pay $2,500 upfront for it, or $50 a month subscription, less than Tesla. Theirs is $8,000 in a lump sum, or $99 a month. So, oh, these cars are going to be all AI, cars of the future, and I'll still be driving around my 2009 Toyota. It's okay. I'm happy with it. Time for the lotto of the day. This is a gift, a thank you gift. Thank you indeed. That's a great thank you. This man from Maryland got this gift from a relative as a thank you. He said he recently received a call from a relative that he had been helping out. He said, "I was on the phone with him when he pulled into a gas station, and he told me that while he was there, he would buy me a scratch ticket as a thank you for the help I'd been to him." So the relative buys this $10 double your money game from the Exxon station, and the man asked his relative to scratch the ticket for him while they were still on the phone together. And he revealed what initially seemed to be a $100 prize. They said they were both happy, but then he told me, "Hang on, might have read that wrong." So he said, my excitement faded a bit. It turned out the relative had missed 3 zeros. The ticket was a $100,000 winner. He said, "This was impossible to believe. I never win anything." If you're the relative, suddenly are you like, "Hey, wait a minute. That was actually my ticket. Your ticket is this other one that I bought." No, he didn't. They didn't. He gave him the ticket. So this guy, for all of his good deeds, gets $100,000. I've often thought it's too bad you can't get paid for just being a really nice person. And here comes this guy getting paid for being a helpful, lovely relative. 100 grand, done. Somewhere in the universe, karma was like, "There you go." I don't know if you play pickleball or not, but I wanted to see if you had heard of it, if you've seen this. Tesla is making a pickleball paddle. It's $350. So it's really an expensive pickleball paddle. It's a aerodynamic pickleball paddle. I mean, if you're gonna do pickleball, maybe the Tesla paddle is the thing for you. Tesla announcing on Friday that it's partnered with a prominent paddle manufacturer called Selkirk Sport on this pickleball paddle meant to bring advanced aerodynamics and precision performance to pickleball players, especially pickleball players that have a little extra to spend. It's a premium product, according to Tesla, designed to improve swing speed and durability. Usually, you could get I'm sure you can get a cheaper one, but the average pickleball paddle that's nice for people that play all the time is about $150. Yeah, and this one is $350. So it's on the pricey side. Tesla and Selkirk say this is not just any pickleball paddle. Oh no. Mm-mm. They started working on this last year. They are applying the aerodynamic modeling tools of its car designs. And they said that during testing, Tesla analyzed various changes in airflow that occur when players swing a paddle, involving measuring drag coefficient and turbulent wake patterns, and then looking at all of that data to create the paddle's final design. And this includes its elongated silhouette and edgeless perimeter. Usually these paddles have an edge around them, like an edge guard, a slightly raised surface. No more. It also has a power ring specifically for this model, which helps dampen vibration and increase overall stability. The layers of foam or other materials used in the paddle help players generate power on shots. The face of the paddle is made from 2-ply carbon fiber, adding control and giving it a Tesla-esque cyberpunk aesthetic. This is according to Popular Science. So, it's very fancy, this pickleball paddle. If you have a pickleballer on your holiday list, this is the one for you. Elon Musk said he's a fan of pickleball. He said it's probably going to crush tennis. He said that back in 2023. They had It's not just cars they throw out at Tesla. They've done some weird stuff. They did an electric quad bike for kids. They did a Cyberstein beer mug. They did $450 tequila. They've done some weird things over. They did a handheld flamethrower. Remember that? Yeah, that was great. So here you go with your Tesla paddle. I wouldn't give Elon Musk a cent. Here's this. Sorry, I don't get political. We're not political. I take it back. Check out the star. Isn't that beautiful? It's a newborn star firing 2 plasma jets at once. Pew, pew. There it goes. By the way, if you're texting someone and you type in pew, pew, what happens to your screen? I'll text my husband and show you. I'm sure you already know, but it just brings me so much joy. Hold on. The whole phone, if you don't know this trick, I'll teach it to you. I'm sure you know the trick, and I'm just being ridiculous. But here's what happens. Can you see it? The whole phone turns purple and it starts shaking. Yeah. If you type in pew, P-E-W space P-E-W, that's what happens. Back to the stars. Apologies. A newborn star, 15,000 light years away from Earth, is fascinating astronomers because it's got dual blasts of superheated plasma jets. It was all captured in stunning detail, of course, by the James Webb Space Telescope. And it's helping scientists with this debate about the origins of massive stellar objects. This new star is located at the edge of the Milky Way galaxy. It's inside of a nebula known as Sharpless 2284. It's a very young protostar, already upwards of 10 times the mass of our sun. And researchers say that they've observed hundreds of stellar jets from other young stars, but very few happen in such a massive example as this one. They said, "We didn't really know there was a massive star with this kind of superjet out there before this observation. Such a spectacular outflow of molecular hydrogen from a massive star is pretty rare in other regions of our galaxy." They studied the protostar and its jets and are now refining their models for early stellar activity. They say the location also offers an approximation of a much younger universe. This protostar lives at the edge of our galaxy and it lacks elements heavier than hydrogen and helium. They say the measurement of those elements' proportions in a protostar is known as its metallicity. So stars with low metallicity are very similar to the cosmic bodies that happened during a much earlier era of the universe, right after the Big Bang. But massive stars, like the one found in this cluster, have important influences on the evolution of galaxies. So the discovery is now shedding some light on the formation mechanism of massive stars in low metallicity environments. They're using it as a lab to study what was going on in earlier cosmic history. They said they were also surprised at the order and the symmetry and the size of the jet when they first looked at it as well. Pretty cool. Just look at the pictures coming back. I mean, amazing. You got a new sensory device, a wearable device for people that have sensory sensitivity. This device comes out of a university called Hongik University. I think it's in Korea. And it's pushing the frontiers of design education. There's apparently an evolving relationship between humans, technology, and society. The graduates, they said, extended the vision across diverse fields, from product and mobility to spatial and interaction design. And so they shaped this design as an open dialogue between function, emotion, and culture. It is a future-oriented design attitude in which they have students exploring new possibilities grounded in the core value of uselessness. So they're posing a question to students called "What if?" It's a process discovering creative value within uselessness. So their design is not confined to solving problems, but reveals a beauty, ambiguity, and meaning beyond utility, celebrating curiosity and imagination, and the poetic potential that happens when design is liberated from purpose. Yeah. Okay. Don't you kind of need purpose? I mean, I guess if you ask what if, you maybe could come up with things that we didn't even know we needed, maybe? Yeah. So these this system is an outdoor system. Uh, well, let me go back. It's a wearable device to manage sensory sensitivity, is what it does. They say it helps you if you have sensory sensitivity. They, I don't know, they don't say anything about how much it costs. But if you have sensory sensitivity, I guess it lessens the effect. Although I think you have to wear those goggles around, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. How about this device? It's by a company called IXI, IXI. And it is a pair of glasses that are autofocus glasses. And they switch back and forth automatically between being reading glasses and your long distance prescription back and forth so you don't have to constantly take off one pair of glasses and put on another pair of glasses. This company called IXI is a Finnish company. They say these are the world's first autofocus glasses. They change their optical power depending on where you're looking. They're going to present this at the Helsinki tech event. Slush is what it's called. The autofocus glasses, they say, are a substitute for traditional multifocal or reading glasses with a prescription for near vision that is only activated when the wearer is looking at close-up objects. Instead of conventional lenses, these glasses have tunable lenses with liquid crystal technology that changes position as needed to adjust the direction of light as it heads toward the eye. The technology runs on low power. In the working prototype IXI is presenting at Slush, they say they managed to pack into the frame weighing just 22 grams, which is lighter than any pair of smart glasses on the market. They're targeted at people with presbyopia, farsightedness that every one of us develops with age as the lens and surrounding eye muscles change, making reading at close distance difficult. And then the bifocal lenses are the established solution for existing glasses wearers during this situation, but they're far from ideal. They say usually people between 20 and 45 are quite happy with their glasses, but with multifocal glasses, it's a blend of multiple lenses that they blend into one, which means there's a lot of distortion because there needs to be these transition zones, and those zones are usually full of aberrations and kind of twist the world. They result only a very narrow channel with the lens actually usable, and people will often tilt their heads in order to use the segment of lens that accords to where they want to look. So, one of the developers had a background in these augmented reality glasses and figured out that these tunable lenses combined with eye tracking technology was a better solution. Again, they use these liquid crystals, which they call a well-established technology for displays in old calculators and digital watches. In those displays, which are famously low power, running for years on a single battery, a layer of liquid crystal is suspended in an electric field, and the color changes according to the position those crystals are twisted into when adjusting the voltage. And in the IXI glasses, the same principle is at work, but the liquid crystals are sandwiched between a transparent lens rather than color-producing filters. When deactivated, the crystals are flat. When activated, they twist into a position that emulates the shape of a traditional convex lens, only at a thickness of 0.02 millimeters. So it could be cool. They're starting with this classic frame look. They look very much like credibility glasses. They say they're modern and timeless. They plan to launch with one square and one round option. They don't say how much they will cost, but there's a lot of smart glasses, new smart glasses entering the market right now. We've got the Meta's Ray-Ban displays, even realities. They're called even G2s. There's a lot of changes when it comes to glasses coming up. All right. I have a story about caves because it is time for Hide in Your Cave Monday. And I thought maybe we'd take a look at some Christmas caves. I have this one. This is, I don't know if you can see this website. It's called the Cherokee Caverns. And they have this family event that they do every year in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Cherokee Caverns. It's 3 weekends in December. They say, here's the description: walk along the self-guided trail and see the wonders of nature and Christmas. Stop and talk with Santa. Have your picture taken with him along the way. Adventure inside the underground vortex for a North Pole thrill. So they deck out the inside of this cavern, which is not normally open to the public, with all the Christmas lights and the Christmas decorations, and they've got Santa in there. You can see the giant inflatable snowman in there with lots of lights around. But on the flyer for this event, they also say this: Cherokee Caverns and its affiliates are not to be held responsible for any accident or sickness while visiting the cave or surrounding property. Yeah, sounds like a real fun family event. But it's something they do every year, and it's interesting because, here in Petaluma over the weekend, we had our lighted boat parade. I think a weekend or so ago, Santa arrived on the Petaluma River via tugboat. And that's how, this town celebrates Christmas, I should say. In San Francisco, they have other ceremonies going on, including the giant menorah ceremony, which is really fun if you haven't been. And every evening they light the giant menorah. But in this community, they do the Christmas in the cave. It's a unique, fun family tradition. The cave path has some beautiful stalactites, stalagmites, and formations, along with thousands of twinkling Christmas lights and scenes. I saw another, speaking of, it's not a cave, but another celebration, just based on geography. It's called Christmas in the Redwoods, and it's near Occidental in Sonoma County. And they put holiday lights all over the redwood trees. And it looks like these arches of lights as you're driving through the redwoods, and they charge $10 per car. And at the end of apparently this drive through the redwoods, you can meet Bigfoot and Santa. So just, people doing weird stuff based on, what surrounds them. They also say they've got a cousin Ed who will be lounging in his lair waiting for you to visit him. So that's fun. They have a grotto there with a makeshift restaurant. $15 a person there at the Christmas in the Cave in Knoxville at the Cherokee Canyons. So that looks kind of fun. I also have video of this next one, another Christmas cave. This one is, and I have it here, is in Minford, Ohio. And they really light up this cave. The cave is a short drive east of Cincinnati. They say it's a unique, mysterious Christmas display that is set to dazzle you. It's a Christmas cave in Minford, Ohio. This is the 10th year that this has been underway. And let me show you the video of what they've done here with this Christmas cave. Here it is. I might have to. I was going to say I might have to quickly mute it. But look at that as you walk through with the light, the way they've lit up the cave. It's pretty in here. If you're not claustrophobic, that is. Little manger set up in there. I will say this is one I probably wouldn't go to because it is run by this gospel organization, but it's fun to look at what they've done online, even if I wouldn't want to maybe support these people. But it is a self-guided display in the white gravel mines. They have decked it out with white lights and 16 exhibits throughout the cave system telling the story of the birth of Jesus. This is a couple. They claim to be part of a faithful team dedicated to educating the world about the true story of Christmas. They say the display, I'm going to go back to if I can replay it for you. There it is. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see the dazzling lights. Let me go back to that. If I can make it bigger. I don't think I can. That's pretty cool. So they have these dazzling lights with 16 exhibits throughout the cave system, nativity exhibits, 2 tunnels of lights, new outdoor displays. They say it's never too chilly underground. It's a mild 55 degrees. Thousands of people flock to the cave every year. They said last year, 33,000 people walk the grounds during the holiday season. Some people travel for hundreds of miles just to see this. So they have this cave open every Friday and Saturday for 5 weeks, and it's free to go in. They take donations, but you don't have to. You can just go look at the cave. Again, it's in the mines. They call it the it's in Minford, Ohio, and it's in the White Gravel Mines. So there you go. And that, my friends, is Hide in Your Cave Monday. Little touch of Christmas. I do like the lights in the caves. There's something special about that. I wonder if they do it for Easter too. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting though. All right, that is the show today. I wish I had more stories. I thought I had enough. I've come up short yet again. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have to say. Oh, you like the caves. Thank you, Yvonne. I like your holiday tree in your hearts, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Is ICE there to arrest the baby Jesus? The possibility exists. Who knows who they will arrest next, right? Yeah, I don't know. But it's always fun to get a peek into caves, even if, even if it involves nativity scenes, right? Yeah. Bigfoot and Santa, says Ricky. Forget Cousin Ed. That'd be fun to do on the motorcycle, I have to say. It's called Christmas in the Redwoods. Email me if you want more information on it. I haven't signed up yet, but it sounded kind of fun. So, yeah. Can I hide from the news? Yes, you can. You can find a cave and hide from the news. I think that's the whole point. So, on the glasses, Calvin is guessing $1,500. Mm-hmm. Ricky says this is totally unnecessary, not quite uselessness. Oh, when you talk about the sensory thing? Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Oh, Miss Organic wants those. Yeah. Well, now you know. Email me and I'll send you the link so you can look up the company. And it's IXI, IXI was the name of that company. But I'll send you the article. This is our cave here every Monday. We like to serve. Happy to be here, proud to serve. Happy Hanukkah, Teacher Lori, and to anyone else who celebrates Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Please be filled with light and love and be safe, is my wish. All right. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Monday. Make it the very best one. I will see you tomorrow on the Mark Thompson Show at 11, where David K. Johnston will join, and Jefferson Graham is back from Japan, and he will talk about what he saw in Japan. He went to this restaurant, ordered food on an iPad, and a robot brought it to his table, and I think he has video of that. So we'll do that. Oh, and happy birthday to Agent Kitty Feets. Happy belated birthday, I should say. Was Heather's birthday over the weekend, and you know what happens on the After Party Live. When you have a birthday, Jacob has to celebrate you. So that's just the way it is. Happy birthday, Heather.
You requested a happy birthday song, so I'm gonna give you one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Birthday to Heather. Also want to thank Cindy for throwing in 5. Love your show, Kim. We need relaxing stories. If I win the big lottery, I would be able to give more money. Aw, Cindy, thanks for kicking in anything at all. Huge, huge appreciation and love going to you. Speaking of winning the big one, though, I don't know if you saw the lottery, the Powerball, the multi-state Powerball was at $1 billion over the weekend and nobody won it. So it has to pop sooner or later, but now it's at 1.1 billion. I know, there it is. $1.1 billion. Seriously. 1.1 billion. And the next drawing is at 7 o'clock tonight. So Powerball is at 1.1 billion, Mega Millions at 80 million, and the California Super Lottery is at 11 million. If you needed to know. And the ticket sales end at 7 p.m. tonight, according to the CaliforniaLottery.com website. So good luck. I hope one of us wins it. Let a good person win it, right? That's what you want. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And I will see you tomorrow here on YouTube.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Woohoo! Happy real birthday. Yeah. I'm so glad there's a Heather in the world. It sounded like any Heather would do. And that Heather is you. Happy birthday, Heather. Bye, everybody. Bye.